Hello there, friends. This is Paul Messenger, and this is my pedal board as of Easter Sunday here. During COVID times, I've been spending a lot of the year just kind of going through what different pedals do. Been buying used pedals. I mean, you can find them for $50, it's less or a little bit more, and just to see what they do, to see if I like them or not. And I'm getting to the point where I'm seeing which pedals work for me, which pedals I think work for the harmonica, what I think they should sound like. And then, if I really like them, it's a question of how much pedal board space do you want to devote to them, and how much you want to spend. So I'm going to start out with a quick rundown of what I use here. First is was originally a VC508, and you can see it has an input and a line out. What I found is when you use the line out, it cut off the speaker, which was I think it was a 6-inch or an 8-inch speaker. Either which way, it wasn't really useful as far as playing, because just feedback and stuff. So cut out the speaker. A friend of mine made a box there, and it's about the size of a large toaster, and it's got I think a 12AX in there, and it's basically my amp. It's 5 watts. I've got a really cool little flat, very good power strip there that also has, you can charge your cell phones and stuff. I tell you, I really think it's a good idea to get a good lightweight and high quality power strip. It helps. The amp that I'm playing this through is a Roland keyboard amp, 40 watts, and I'm using a RE10, and it's a mini Dunlop volume pedal there. Now, the thing with me and this amp is, it's probably not for everybody, but I just plain don't want to have a big heavy amp to lug around. This thing works great. I can travel with it. I've got a 220 version in Europe that I have stashed there. You can see it has gain, tone, volume. That's kind of a standard setup for me right there. Works really good. As far as this here, I think I'm using channel 2. I've just got it pretty flat right now. I'll put the channel volume up, and then I'll put the overall volume up some. I've got kind of a flat high there and low amount of bottom there. Again, the sound that I'm going for is not the break it up and big blues sound. I do like to play blues on occasion, but for other kinds of music, that kind of sounds a little ugly. It interferes with blending with the rest of the music as far as I'm concerned, so that's not what I'm going for. Okay, so I'll quickly go through these pedals, and then I'll do a little playing for them. First pedal on the board is a compression pedal. Got this exotic SP pedal here. It's really good. It's got the volume, which is how much volume you put back in after you take the compression away. And I've got it a little bit past 2 o'clock there in the compression part right now. The second pedal is really interesting. This guy Christian Morin, and it's his name right there. He's in Chile, and as you can see, what he did there is he has a tube. What I liked about that is you can switch the tube. The tube is actually an AU, so it's a low gain tube, and works really well. It gives me the sound that I want. Also acts as a boost. Next pedal is a pedal everybody knows. It's the Maxon AF9, I think it's called. It works best with compression, and as you see, I've got it there, and I really like it. I mean, it's super freaking cool, and Jason Ritchie does a lot of stuff with it that you know, gives everybody good ideas. It's kind of what he does. He gives people good ideas. Third in line here is an EQ. What's the name of this thing here? 3C EQ7. There's a name. I'll find it and I'll put it in the description there. What I like about it, it was really cheap, and it works really good for harmonica. You see, it's got a 250 in there, which I think is essential harmonica frequency. It really does a good job for me, and it takes very little room on the pedal board, which I like. Next two pedals are Strymons. I mean, you can't lose with a Strymon pedal. Again, a lot of what I've done this year has been to buy just cheap used pedals and see if I like the sounds, see if the sounds work. And if I think a sound's really essential, then think about devoting more money to it and more pedal board space. This pedal board here, it's really the size of about, you know, a small computer case, and that really works for me. I can take it on board a plane as my carry-on, and I could go anywhere in the world with this thing and have my sound. So the first Strymon pedal here is a chorus pedal. It's got vibrato on it as well. And from the things that I've been looking at, I think chorus is a pretty essential sound that goes good with the harmonica. So got myself a real good one there. Next is the Strymon, is the Lex. It's a sort of simulator of a B3, I guess. It's my favorite pedal. It just does great stuff. There's 4 levels of adjustment that you can get from it, and it's pretty cool stuff. You see, I put these big buttons, plastic buttons on my buttons here, just because things are kind of tight, and this way I've got a better chance of hitting the right button. From there, I've got a Mogami cord, 3-foot cord that goes under, as you can see, and goes to this side of the board here, and connects to a POG. POG goes really well with the Lex. You know, to me, the trick with a POG is this blend button here. You know, question of how much harmonica and how much effect you want to put in. If you put too much harmonica in, the gain is pretty abrupt and it's not smooth. So I've got it like that. I'll adjust it for different things. Different pedals work different ways. Next is one of those Electro Harmonics pedals that have 9 different options. This one here is synths. Jackson Kinchelow turned me on to this, and I used 3 or 4 of them. I used one for sure, and then I'm learning about 3 or 4 of them. You can see the way that they're just set up. I kind of have worked on ones that start with similar initial setups. This way it makes more sense to switch in and out during shows. Next pedal here is one of these cheap pedals that I found. Again, one of the goals that I have with this board is to get as much of what I think I'll need on one board. And, you know, one of the things I've been doing is kind of trying to find what sounds work, and I don't have enough room for single pedals for all the different sounds. Another thing is I don't want pedals that I have to do a lot of real-time adjusting for, because it just doesn't make sense in a show to be bending down playing with your pedals a lot. One of the things that I've found that have kind of helped me out as far as squeezing a lot of different options on board is this little pedal here. I mean, you can get it used for, I don't know, between 35 and 50 bucks. You see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different different things to it. I use 3 or 4 of them. What I really use on it is tremolo, and I've tried a half a dozen tremolo pedals, and this is weird. This one is the best sounding one that I've got. I even bought the standalone Moore tremolo pedal. It doesn't sound as good. I bought a newer version of this thing, and it doesn't sound as good. So it's just one of those things where the pedal just sounds good to me. It's also got a phaser and a flange that I like. It's got another weird sound that I like. It also has a version of the wave envelope sounds that are not as groovy as the Maxon, but they blend better with other stuff, and that's something also I like to do on the board, is blend different stuff. So for the moment I'm using this. It gives me a lot of options. They sound good enough for right now, and it's a Moore pedal, cheap Chinese pedal. Next to that is a Ditto. This is the newest thing that I've got on the board. It's TC Electronics. I haven't checked to see if there's any tone print versions. There might be. It's got 5 minutes worth of looping. It's pretty simple, and it's something that I decided I'm going to want to be able to use. I haven't done too much with it yet, but it's pretty simple to use, and I'll do something with it. The next 2 pedals you see are set up differently. I did that because it's the only way I could fit the Ditto on there, but it does fit. The lower one is the flashback. I've got flashback and flashback 2. They're great pedals. They have 10 different things on it, plus some minimal looping capacity on it. This is a mini, and what I found is that realistically I wanted 2 sounds in delay. I wanted a short delay and I wanted a longer delay. I wanted the long delay based on the tape echo delay that first heard Carlos Del Junco use, which I thought was very, very cool. And I've tried a lot of different pedals for that. I'll get to the tape machine in a minute. With this mini here, I went to Tone Print and found a version of analog delay, which is the sound that I like the most for my short delay. And I think it says Thorn. It's a guy that's a programmer. And what I like about it is it gives a little bit more I guess option. It gets a little longer and it's very pretty, but it still can be as short as I want it to be. So I just put it into a flashback mini and it works great. It gives me the board space I need. The tape machine, I got this from Andy Reid, who's a friend of Roscoe Selly. He's his producer, and he was using it on his board. And real simple again, $50 or something, and it's great. I mean, it gives me exactly the sound that I want for the long delay, and I could do a gazillion things with it. So I've got my long and short delay there, and with options if I want to, if I want to customize something, it's pretty cool. It works really good. Last pedal here, last 2 pedals, is Hall of Fame 2 Reverb. Gosh, you just can't get a better pedal for Reverb as far as I'm concerned. You've got all the different versions there. I usually just use the room reverb, but you can change anything by lengthening the decay, changing the tone, or changing the level. The other ones that I use habitually, also there's a short and long beginning, pre-delay they call it. I'll use the Hall, I'll use the Church, I'll use the Shimmer and the Mod. And I bought this used, and this #1 tone print has an incredible reverb, which I'll show you. That sounds kind of orchestral or something, really cool for ambient stuff. And the last thing is the Sonic Stomp, Jason Ritchie's gift to the harmonica world. I found a mini online, same thing. I think I bought it for $60 or something, used, and it works. I'll demonstrate that. All right, I'm gonna ask my beautiful assistant to take the camera and let me play a few examples of what these things sound like. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here is, this is the harmonica I'm going to use. It's a B-flat Falisco, one of my favorite harmonicas of all time. Okay, I got my beautiful assistant, my wife Sandra Jean here, and I'm going to go through some of these things. So the first thing, got my volume pedal here, I'm going to put it down. So that's the bass sound that I've got it on. That has the compressor on, it has the short delay, it has the EQ on, it has the reverb on, and the sonic stomp. Now I'm going to kind of show you what things sound like without some of these all-on buttons. So here's the sonic stomp, which is the weirdest thing in the harmonica world. Again, Jason Ritchie's the one that discovered it. It just plain makes things sound better. Listen to this. Here's it without it. Why? I have no idea, but it's freaking cool. The compressor just depends on what I'm doing here. It's a little bit less dramatic, but it's a little. You can see it's a little louder, but it's a little thinner. And again, the thing about compression, if it's done right, is it deals with those wandering frequencies that happen when there's a lot of electronics going on, and it keeps things in the right shape. This thing that Christian Warren made, I've used a lot of these pedals. The reason I like this the most is that I was able to try different tubes. So this is the what's it called? This is for like vocal mic settings, which I've got this already. This is when you want the low impedance mics here. So you see it's got a little heavier sound. Like that. I keep it on the lower one. I can always do the higher one. Also, you know, I can raise the you know, there's all kinds of things you can do with it here. Like that. Okay, next pedal is the Maxon, the coolest thing in the world. I mean, what's not to like about that, right? I've got the EQ pedal. You can hear without it. Again, I've got it set up to where it accentuates the positive and again controls those wandering frequencies. Next is the chorus pedal. You can set it in a million different ways, and I'm not going to go through all the stuff, but this is my bass sound with it. Pretty cool stuff. There's also a favorites button. I'm not going to go into that. Next is the Strymon Lights. This is a basic sound like that. And when you add the pog, it gets really cool. So that's a combination that you like to use. Here's the Synth 9. It's the first reason I got the volume pedal is that I've got it turned down a little bit on the basic sound here. It can get away with you a little bit. So I'm going to bring the volume pedal out and then bring this in. That's pretty cool. I'll quickly go through a couple of other things that it's got. Well, that's without the line pedal down here. It's a sort of a bass mod. Let's see, you can change that. So you can go to different octaves there. again, you have to find the right reason to use that. Pads is the thing that I would use that, you know, big lush sounds behind vocals or other parts that feeling really nice. Because again, somebody once said to me, this is kind of recently, he's a great harp player, and he had a perfectly sincere question. I mean, what do you need all those pedals for? You have many pedals that make it sound like a harmonica. Funny joke. And I just said, oh, nope. But that's not really true in the way I feel at all. The answer is, this is the way I think harmonica sounds, the way I want to play it. With the music that I play, it blends. If you put too heavy a sound into it, it starts cutting through, and it only becomes about that, and it doesn't blend. I could certainly, again, by stuff, and I can make it harder and heavier if I want. Still not, you know, your classic amp sound stuff, but that's not what I'm looking for. So we're on this Moore pedal here, which again, to me is a funny little discovery. So here's the tremolo sound. So which I think is beautiful. This is a so it's got that phaser, which I think is pretty cool. Here's a strange sound. So you can add, let's say, chorus to that. You know, so there's things you can do, or you can do it with a longer delay, let's say. So when I get the chorus on there, you can do it with a longer reverb, which I'll show you more about that. So you can do it with a longer reverb. Let's say it like this. Strange, right? So that's something I haven't used yet, but I kind of like. It's also, as I said, it's got these, it also has these auto-wah settings, which they're not as cool as the Maxon, but they blend good. I've got the long delay on, sorry. So, you know, that's pretty cool. Whoops, I've got the other, sorry, got the other reverb on. So it's got that stuff to it. I like. That's a longer delay. The Ditto pedal, I mean, I'll do something really quick. It's the only knob it has on it is loop level. What that is how much in the mix do you want it to be? So with this thing here, you just push the button. You can make it louder. Push the button. Push the button. Nothing I've used that much, but in a set situation, you know, with a song that's arranged and other people keep their parts right, I could build parts with that and then solo over it. So it's pretty cool stuff. Here we are with my short delay. So I said, the way I have a teeny little tail on. See, it has a really quick little repeat. I could do it a hair less. Like that, no hair at all. Teeny little adjustments. What I like about this one, as opposed to the regular analog delay on the regular flashback pedal is that it's got a little bit more flexibility, so I can make it a little longer. So it can get a little bit superior if I want. And so I got that. Then my longer delay is. Change the time a little bit. I can change them into repeats, etc., etc., etc. All right. Take that off. So the last thing I'm going to show you is reverb, and it's kind of been my big discovery this year. I made a record last year with a guy that, a guitarist that had the same reverb pedal I had. And all I ever did was, you know, just basically, here's it without reverb. You can hear it just changes the quality completely. So reverb gives you, it just adds to the space a little bit, fills in gaps. So that's a really short reverb right there. The next one is the hall. You see it's a little bit longer, right? And then you can change the church. These are just standard size. It's got a little bit more to it. The shin. It's got a little bit more of that. The mod, which is the one that this guy was using, which is really cool. And then this one that was just in the tone prints when I bought this thing. Now here's the thing that is cool. You can take the decay knob and switch to 3 o'clock, let's say, instead of 11 o'clock. Change from short to long, and turn the level up to 12 o'clock. And that's with no delay at all. Here's with long delay. So you can do something there, right? So much for all of that. So anyway, that's what I got going on here. I can carry this thing with me anywhere. And again, it just goes into a case that's about the size of a large computer case. And my goal here was to get as many options as I could with sounds that I thought could be used by the harmonica. And for the moment, I'm pretty pleased. If there's anything else that I'm thinking about, maybe an expression pedal, which I would put on the floor next to the volume pedal, easy. I'd find a mini, and it's, you know, again, easy enough to carry with me. All you need is that and a cord, and I'd have a little bit more control of the Strymons, either of them I could put it to. And other than that, if I found something else I really like, maybe I would get a mini chorus pedal, and you know, because this, now that I've learned what it sounds like, I could do something with that. Otherwise, here it is, Easter Sunday, and this is what's going on. Blessings to y'all. I can't wait to see y'all. As everyone else has said, we all miss each other. Hopefully Spa 222 or travel this year. I'm certainly hopeful that we'll get a chance to get out there. Okay, take care. Love to y'all.